The time is 7 o'clock.
Turn to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. Early in the morning.
All right, good day with you, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to us from. Thank you for joining us till this very, very moment. And at this point, we have a special guest in the house, in the studio. This evening, a ní àwọn àlejò pàtàkì láti ilé-iṣẹ́ kan. Wọ́n máa dárúkọ wọn, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa dárúkọ ilé-iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti wá. Wọ́n fẹ́ fi àwọn kan síta fún wa, fún ẹ̀kọ́ wa. Kalimon Tayakashi at some particular point in our life. Tó bá dẹ̀ tó àkókò ọmọ àpà àwọn studio line náà kẹ́yìn náà lè bá a dá sí torí ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwùjọ wa ni what is happening in our society, and at this moment I'll be asking them to mention their names and ibi tí wọ́n ti wá àti ohun tí wọ́n ń ṣojú. So what are your names? Anna.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Kalu.
Hi everyone, my name is Omolayo Guyemi, but you can call me Layo.
Okay. We have Casey, we have Layo, and then
Hey people, my name is Chukuma Kingsley and
Chukuma Kingsley. So tell us, what company are you? Are you representing this evening?
okay, so we are here on behalf of Think Positive, Live Positive Support Initiative, TPLPI, and we are a youth-led intersectional feminist movement in Lagos, Nigeria. We are trying to, confront systemic inequalities that young people face, in terms of accessing bodily autonomy, SRHR services, and also climate justice. And we came here particularly for a project, which is the project Igboya Ashayan.
Oh, Igboya Shine. Perhaps you tell us what that means so that
Okay, so Igboya. Oh,
Igboya.
apologies, I'm not really fluent in Yoruba, like I mentioned.
Yeah, that's confidence in
Yeah, I
Yoruba,
think.
boldness.
Bold choices.
choices.
So the English version
Igboya.
is bold choices, and we aim to safeguard reproductive autonomy in Lagos, Nigeria. And it's actually a scale-up project. We've done the 1.0. Now this is the 2.0, and then we want to carry on what we did in that 1.0 and also create more awareness under it. So the primary goal is to just continue addressing the pervasive difficulty that women face in accessing reproductive care in the country, and also like push for better policies that supplement the ones that we have that are very, very restrictive for women in general.
All right, Eshigoni, thank you very much. They are here to speak about Igboya, boldness, the choices we make, Ashayan Igboya. So tell us about your guest you brought to us before we let you go this evening. Introduce your guest to the audience this evening.
All right, so I have with me two prominent persons. The first person is Omolayo Ogunyemi, and she is a public health advocate with expertise in sexual and reproductive health and rights, HIV advocacy, gender-based violence, prevention, reproductive justice, and adolescent health. She holds a BSc in pharmacology and therapeutics, and she is currently pursuing a master's in public health. And she is also passionate about advancing survivor-centered, rights-based, and inclusive healthcare system for women, girls, adolescents, and marginalized community at large. She has facilitated trainings, she has done webinars, and also she has done a lot of community engagement that are focused towards HIV, reproductive health, GBV, and youth empowerment across Lagos, Nigeria.
All right. So
And
you're welcome, Omolai. At least can you welcome the people in Yoruba so that they can know you can speak that at least?
Okay, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Orúkọ mi gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe sọ ni Ọmọláyọ̀, bọ́ ilé pè mí ní Láyọ̀. Orúkọ project wa ni Ìgboyà Àṣàyàn, that is bold choices.
All right. So let's go ahead and have the introduction for the next person.
Okay, the next person is no other person than Kelsey Kalu. And honestly, her profile is very, very long because the things they've done are a whole lot. But she is a dedicated health advocate in Nigeria with a focus on marginalized community. Kelsey has led advocacies, research, policy efforts that, promote health equality, and it has also reached over 200 individuals and fostering partnership across Africa and globally. As an advocacy person at Think Positive, Live Positive Support Initiative, Kelsey has led impactful campaigns, and their work includes advocating for policy inclusion and promoting the U equals U campaign. Kelsey is also a climate adaptation specialist and project lead at DK's Envoy, where they have influenced policy changes and unstable farming practices. They are also recognized as ECWA change makers in 2023, and she is a 2024 Mandela Washington Fellow. Kelsey's leadership extends to climate resilience and smallholders farmer empowerment.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful thing. Hello everyone, once again, my name is Kelsey Kalu.
All right. So you're welcome. What we want to start with, before we go into the details of this, is to talk about culture, because what we want to talk about is a branch of culture, some of the issues surrounding it, and at Takuko Bato, we want to hear some of the feedbacks. But at first, now let's talk about culture. I don't know who's going to talk about that briefly, very briefly, before we go into the details of some of our questions. Are you going to do that? Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so culture is a very, very simple thing. For me, I feel like it's a source of identity to a particular people, right? It's just identity, it's pride, and it's also community. That's just what I can say culture is.
All right. So until first sorry, Lori Bubuarotini Oshuke, that should be March, the third month. That's the third month, March. And when the incident of the Ozoro festival incident happened and raised concern, sparked outrage online, but many people still defended it as tradition. And these are some of the things we want to talk about this morning. So let me start with both our speakers. Maybe you start first, then before we go into the or should we start with the Yoruba, or we'll go into the next? We should start with the Yoruba. Okay, so let me ask that. Why do you think society struggles to question harmful practices when culture is involved? So for instance, now things are for the Ozoro incident, it sparked a lot of these things online, ladies being assaulted on in the streets out there and all of those things, and many people still defended it as this is the tradition. Bashiman Shini Ilewani, even though and all of those things. What do you have to say to this? How do we handle this? That what do you think society? Why do you think society struggles to question harmful practices when culture is involved?
Okay, very big question, but I think one of the biggest problem we have in our society is that many people were raised to believe that culture should never be questioned, and the moment something is called tradition, We have people becoming sensitive, people walking on thin ice, people becoming very defensive about it. And they think when you question culture, when you question tradition, it means you're disrespecting your elders, you're attacking your identity. Like, notice at the beginning, Chukuma introduced culture as part of identity. Or if you question culture, they say you are rejecting where you come from. But then culture is a way of life. It is how people live. It is how people marry. It is how people mourn. It is how people celebrate. It is how people discipline people. It is also how people share power, how you are raising your children, or how you understand the world around you. All of this is culture. Simply, culture is a way of life. And then we must be honest enough to ask, and what happens when the way of life begins to destroy people? That is circling back to the Ozoro festival or the events happening during that period. Now, if you think back to the history, I love history a lot because there was a time slavery was defended as normal. There was a time people defended child marriage. People still do it now. There was a time widowhood practices were treated as sacred. Female genital mutilation was defended. Domestic violence was hidden under family matter, or go to your family. Even today, many people still tell women to endure abuse so they do not destroy the home, which is a culture thing. So the question is now very simple. If a way of life or if a culture causes pain, humiliation, trauma, silence, or even in worst cases death, should we continue in it simply because our ancestors practice it? And this conversation right now is not just about in Nigeria, it's also around the world. Society have had to confront very harmful traditions. Some countries criminalize interracial marriages, some defended segregation, some still defend honor killings as we speak. Even globally, we have human beings using culture, religion, or morality to justify harm until people become brave enough to say, no, this cannot continue. But to bring it back home, sometimes this conversation sounds too abstract until it enters somebody's house. There are girls in our country who stopped going to school because they were forced into marriage in the name of culture. There are widows who are treated like criminals after losing their husbands because they were beaten. Their children are afraid to speak up because the person harming them is respected in the community, and our culture detects that you respect your elders. And now the painful thing is that many of them are not just fighting the violence they experience, they are also fighting the pressure that comes with the culture in where they are. So when some of these things happens, you hear people say, nah, our culture. Now that sentence, once it enters conversations, especially like the Ozoro festival, people do not want to talk about it. And yeah, that is it is familiar, but it's not moral. And whenever it happens in our culture, you notice people shy away from talking about it. People don't want to be associated with it because who wants to be disrespectful? I mean, I don't even want to be disrespectful.
All right, well said, Kingsley. In terms of ọ̀rọ̀ àṣà ni àwọn tẹ́bárọ́tì Ozoro festival tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Delta ní bí oṣù mélòó sẹ́yìn ní oṣù March tí wọ́n ń fipá gbaṣọ lọ́rùn àwọn obìnrin tán fipá gbà tán ní pé àṣà bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn ó wà lára nǹkan tó sọ. So ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́ láti ọ̀dọ̀ Ọmọláyọ̀, or better still should I call you Láyọ̀? So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan táwọn ní sọ pẹ̀lú yẹn.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to start with English, then I will now switch up.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, so for me, just like Dave said, that culture is something that it's an identity of a particular community. Àṣà orílẹ̀-èdè wa ni. So for a particular community, they have a rule that guides them. They have something that guides those people. However, just like my colleague has said, that when these things now start to harm us, now start to put us at risk, we need to start questioning it, because culture in the first place, Àṣà, was created by a set of people. It was not dropped down from heaven. It was people people came together and they be like, oh, we have to be kneeling down for the Yoruba land. For example, we kneel down to greet our elders. Somebody created that. And then it's an heritage that as we grew up, we started to say, oh, if you don't kneel down, you're not respectful enough. You have to go on your knees and stuff. And then we need to start questioning culture, because for me, that particular video was so disheartening. it put a lot of women at risk, girls in particular. And I begin to wonder, what if that person was your sister? What if they were your mother? What if they were your daughter? What if, like, if you never wear shoe where pain you for leg, like if you don't know where it hurts except you wear that very shoe.
True.
So when we say, oh, culture, it is because we are the people holding the power. We can say, oh, that is our culture.
We are not the victim.
We are not the victims. So when it happens to you, you'll be like, oh, this thing affected me, and you're not able to speak. You're able to speak against it. But when it doesn't affect you, you don't speak against it. That's the one thing I say about the Ozoro festival. And then I saw a vlog where somebody went to the market, and the market women were saying, why they not stay inside house? Why they no? Kiletu won she dúró sílé. Kiletu won she. Ṣé wọn ṣe dúró sílé lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ fẹ́ gbaṣọ lọ́rùn wọn àbọ̀fẹ́ fi naked wọn. Like, it's a lot. And then we start to normalize things that are harmful to us. Just to buttress, Nigeria has signed a lot of UN protocols that what's it called? Maputo Protocol, help me. Maputo Protocol, the VAP Act, CEDAW, they've just to protect women from harmful cultural practices. However, we still see people coming out to do these things to women and then posting it online. I saw a young boy in that video joining the adult to harass a particular woman. What does that say for our future? What does that say for that young boy growing up to be maybe whatever? Because from the video, it feels like, oh, that is how they do it. And then as he begins to grow up, it'll be like, oh, that is how it is okay to beat a woman up. It is okay to rape a woman. It is okay, like a lot of things. And then we grow up and we see people who are, on the other side of life.
All right. Well done, Omolayo. So, ẹ̀yin ará ilé, ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ bi yín ní ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè wọlé, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ dá sí, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bí wọ́n ṣe sọ pé àṣà ni, kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀, ilẹ̀ Delta ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní March nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe Ozoro festival, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń fi wọ́n ṣe ọdún, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbaṣọ lọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin tó bá jáde síta. Like that, bá rántí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí òrò bá jáde, obìnrin náà ò gbọ́dọ̀ jáde, some of those things like that. But ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́ tí iléeṣẹ́ ìfẹ́ bi wá ni pé tó bá jẹ́ àbúrò wa tàbí ẹni tí a fẹ́ tó jẹ́ ara ilé wa, if it is our loved ones or our sister, ló jẹ́ pé nípa pé wọ́n fipá gbaṣọ, wọ́n fipá báyọ̀ lò pọ̀ ló fi ní oyún, ṣé a máa sọ pé kẹ́ni yẹn ṣe àbí kí la máa sọ nípa ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀? Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ dá sí ẹ lè pè sí 0906-201-1077 0906-201-1077 tàbí kí ẹ pè 0704-8001-077. And the English side of it is that if your sister or your loved ones is happen to become pregnant as a result of sexual assault, would your opinion be abortion, or what will your own opinion be? Will you suggest that there should be an abortion on that note? Let's go on this quick breather, and when we return, a máa padà sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí a fẹ́ sọ, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ lè pè sí ojú òpó láti dá sí ètò.
Who turns the orchard? Who fixes up the cables? Emotional torture from the heavy high table. Who fetches the water from the Rocky Mountain spring and walk back down again to feel your words and a sharp sting? And I'm getting fucking tired. The capillaries in my eyes are bursting. If all love died, would that be the worst thing? Somebody I thought was my savior, sure make it do a whole lot of labor. The kind of stand on my hands is cracking. If our love ends, would that be a bad thing? And the silence once I read shaver, you make it do too much labor. Apologies for my tongue. Never busy laughing from flowing cups and stabbing with your paw.
Alright, Hekabo Pada, we are still on the matter of the Ozoro festival. And the next question now, we still have Kingsley in the house, we have Omolayo in the house, and we have our chairman also in the house. Okay, let's have this question now. If a survivor becomes pregnant as a result of rape or assault, should she be forced to continue the pregnancy because of restrictive abortion laws, or should she have access to safe abortion care? You can also ask. I think we are asking. We've asked the audience before we went on that break. So let's have the answer for from Kingsley before we go to Omolaya.
Okay. Before I answer that question, right, I'm going to answer it. But if you're listening now, I want you to just pause and think for a moment. Let's imagine something very uncomfortable. There is a 10-year-old girl, and she is coming back from school, and she was assaulted by an elder in her community, maybe someone who the father drinks with or who the father hangs out with. It's a very common incident, true life story, right? And then this is somebody the family trusts, and this is somebody that is respected, and somebody that the family knows, right? And then week later, she starts vomiting. You know all those signs that come, the morning sickness, always very weak.
Yeah.
She is pregnant. She don't carry. Now, and suddenly, instead of asking what she needs, we are now thinking about what is moral. Just imagine that situation. You're not thinking about the girl. You're not thinking about what does the society thinks about the girl, not about the girl. And now, people who never know how she felt being abused or how she feels carrying that baby will carry her future for her. They will say every child is a blessing. They will say abortion is a sin. They will say she must keep it. But very few people, you can even count the number of people that will say, is she sleeping at night? Can she still go to school? Is she depressed? Is she suicidal? Can she even look at her own body without reimagining the entire violence? And that is why, for me, no survivor should be forced to continue a pregnancy that came from rape or assault. Because after surviving the violence, after surviving the whole thing, forcing them to continue that is like against their will. And that becomes another layer of violence. Now, this person was raped, sexually assaulted, and now you're forcing them to continue a process that will scar them for the rest of their life. Now, you are not talking about the fact that this girl is, in case you've already arrived at a decision, remember that this girl is still developing. I said she's 10 years old, in case you've forgotten now. And you're not talking about that the survivor might be getting some kind of talks in the family. We are Nigerians. We know how this thing used to happen. Yeah. So this issue is not like, it's not like, say, somebody's encouraging abortion. It's just like asking you to recognize humanity, to look at the girl and ask, what does she need at that particular time? Then make that morality judgment by yourself. Do you think she should continue, or do you think we should still give her a chance at education and a chance at a worthy future that is worthy of her?
All right, Kingsley. So, Omolaya, let's hear from you on that note. Do you have anything to say, or we should just proceed?
Okay, I think Kingsley has said it all. Kelsey has said it all. For me particularly, I think I want to stick with the question Kelsey just asked. What would you do? Like, what do you think? What do you think is moral? We are trying to balance morality and balance our life.
Yes.
So, how do you weigh that? Which one is more heavy?
Okay, let me come from this angle to you, Omolaya, from a clinical perspective. Why must comprehensive reproductive health care, including unrestricted access to safe abortion, be treated as a standard? Treated as time-sensitive component of emergency aftercare for survivors.
Okay, so I will take it from where Kelsey stopped, where he gave a scenario.
Okay.
So, Karo pe ọmọ kékeré, ọmọ 10-year-old, o lóyún, oni kò bí, or one try pe, okay, let me even use a higher age range, maybe almost 16 years old. O lóyún, o wá fẹ́ ṣe. At the end of the day, o lọ sí hospital, on deny any abortion, access to safe abortion. Kò sí bẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe, ọmọ yẹn máa wá ibi, ó lé àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tó lè bá sọ̀rọ̀. Ó ní pharmacy, chemist tó wà all around tó lè lọ bá pé, nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣe mí o, ṣe lè fún mi lóògùn. Kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa wò, tá bá fún lóògùn tán, kò sí aftercare, kò sí postcare, kò sí pé ó fẹ́ lọ ṣe scan kó wo bí remnant wà nínú ẹ̀. Tá bá fẹ́ lọ sí chemist, àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó yẹ pé ó ti ní sex already, wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ra condom, ojú máa tì wọ́n. Torí torí pé nǹkan táwọn èèyàn máa sọ wọ́n máa rò pé ọmọ kékeré báyìí ò lè kí ló tó fi lọ ra condom irú ẹ̀ ó ti ń dóko ó ti ń ní sex ó ti ń ní ìbáṣepọ̀ ó ti ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ and all of that, but then it restricts them from accessing a good sexual and reproductive health because they are not able to access the right services. Ọmọ mélòó ló lè wọnú healthcare facility kó sọ pé nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣe mí? Ọmọ mélòó nu wa even gan bá ṣe ń dàgbà yìí la ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wọ healthcare tá a sọ pé nǹkan báyìí ń ṣe mí inú ń lọ mi rí period mi fún ọjọ́ méjì mi rí period mi fún ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Ọmọ mélòó ọmọ 16 years mélòó ló lè wọnú primary healthcare facility tó yẹ pé wọ́n ní kọ́kọ́ rún ojú pọ̀ fún pé ìwọ báyìí ó ti rí period ẹ̀ kí ló ń ṣe kí ló fi period ẹ̀ ṣe. That's the first question. And then we need to, like, for survivors especially, they will go through PTSD. That's post-traumatic disorder. They are going through a lot, just like he said. They said something around, moral, and then the girl is not even developed. The girl is trying to balance her life. Depression is there. She has to think of the pregnancy. She has to think of like a lot. Someone that is not properly. We have teenage pregnancy here in this Lagos state. And then we have a separate facility for teenage pregnancy for children who are pregnant. And then you see them, they are not even outspoken. They cannot even speak. Whenever they want to speak, they are speaking from a place of fear and stuff.
Because of time, let me ask this finally. Since from the healthcare perspective, that when safe reproductive healthcare is inaccessible or delayed for survivors, you answer this in a minute because of the time. What are the physical and mental health risks they may face?
Okay, I think I already mentioned it. Yeah.
So just in a minute, you just round up.
Yeah, PTSD, post-traumatic disorder. They have anxiety. They have sometimes it might lead to death when they don't access the right services, right? And it might lead to isolation. Sometimes they don't even want to talk to anybody because nobody is there for them.
All right, thank you very much. We are going to take the name of the company and then the social media handle one more time before we go, and they will mention the name of the company. So let's start from yourself, your name, and then you give your last word, your final notes on this topic. Then Omolayo will do the same there before we go to Kingsley. So let's start from you.
Okay. My name is Kelsey Kalu, and my final words is that it's not just enough for you to know about these things, and then when it happens, you say, "Oh, you've heard about this." Right? I think Kingsley will be dropping social media. So when you come across these things and you don't know what to do, please do well to reach out, speak out. If you're even afraid that you talking about it by yourself is going to put you at a risk or it's going to make you feel unsafe, you can always reach out to TPLPI on their social media that they'll be dropping soon, so that you have someone escalate this on your behalf if you are worried about it. I think that's the only thing I can say. If you see them, wherever you see them, report them. No, keep quiet.
All right, thank you, Kathleen. So let's have from you, Homolai.
Okay.
Your final words.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa báyìí, ẹ má kọ̀ wò pé kò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi, kò kàn mí. Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ, kò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ. Tó bá ti rí fìrí, kó pe àwọn Think Positive, Live Positive initiative tó rọ́ máa drop hand wọn. Thank you.
All right, so finally, your name, the name of the company, and then the hand for the company.
Okay. So once again, my name is Chukuma Kingsley, the communications for TPLPI, and you can always reach us on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms at tplp.initiative. And most importantly, you can check us out on our website, www.tplpi.org. We are always there to attend to you. If you have any questions, if you even need referral, we can do that for you if you reach out.
All right, thank you very much. TPLPI, the full meaning again for the sake of the audience.
Think Positive, Live Positive Support Initiative.
Think Positive, Live Positive Initiative. So join them on their handle. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ lójú àwọn òpó ayélujára tí wọ́n ti dárúkọ. And until next time when we come your way, remember, stay safe, be careful out there, and then live a life that has morality in it. Nigeria, all lies in our hands. Our society is all in our hands. Remember, play your part, make Nigeria a better one. Bye for now.
Same